What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is a Hot Topics, I guess. I just decided I want to come on here and I'm just going to go through the news and see what's going on. Some things that have stood out to me. I did want to come back and talk a little bit more about Kiki Wyatt and her issues that she's having online, and then just go through entertainment news and see what's going on and just offer my opinions on those things. We'll have a Bling Empire review tomorrow, and then I guess Salt Lake City comes on, but it usually takes me a day to get that out. So I was gonna go live, but because I don't have any like real topics to talk about, I figured that this would probably be the best way. So first thing that actually stood out to me um, is this. So these are random, just random topics, no rhyme or reason. But I was on Instagram and I was reading this story about a woman who was found dead on Instagram, and this guy's 29-year-old Raymond Weber, and this is in California. I think it's in Vacaville. It's a black man and a non-black woman, and a white. I think she look. I mean, she's not black, and also there is another victim, which was a 15-year-old girl. So it's a 26-year-old woman, a 15-year-old girl. This 29-year-old man shot them, and her birthday is today. And then they had revealed that they were going to be engaged. You know, so much going on, like even off the heels of the woman in Harlem who was attacked viciously by three men for not allowing them to buy her wine. I saw that story and I was not surprised. However, it's just incredibly sad that women cannot they're not safe. It's just not there's just like a lot of dangerous people in the world. Um this black man killed this white woman. Um he live streamed himself showing a gun, crouching next to two women. Um at one point he pointed the gun into the camera, then lifts up a woman's hand and says, "That B tried to set me up. That's what she did." He accuses his brother of also trying to set him up, though he doesn't elaborate. Uzi Marcus wanna have me killed, he claimed while waving his gun. During the stream, he cuts off the light. Who wrote this? Cuts off. He cuts off the light and pretends to fire his weapon. Then he tells the viewers that police are outside. There's police everywhere, he whispers. This is going to be the last time y'all see me. Any minute, they're going to kick this door down. They're all outside. He's facing 2 counts of murder and 1 count of being a felon in possession of a firearm. He is being held without bond. So he killed this black man, just killed two women. There's these and another story that I just read of a woman who went back to confront a guy who had touched her inappropriately in Harlem, and he shot her. You guys, first of all, here's the thing. Women, please arm yourselves. I know laws are different from state to state, but I think that this era of trying to find men to protect you, when we know that the majority of women in relationships who experience violence, it comes from domestic situations. Um, they tell you all of these things and all of these reasons, I think, I just think really you should arm yourself. And had the woman in the liquor store been armed, she would have been able to protect herself. I don't think we don't live in a society where, I know that a lot of people came out for the woman in Harlem. I know this, but there's just so many stories of this extreme violent behavior, um, against women, whether it's physical, whether it's sexual, whether it's just, and it's so ugly. The only thing that I can say is arm yourselves, because you can't depend. Even I heard stories about the woman in Harlem that people were like, she must have said something to him. So you mean to tell me, if I go to a store, if I go to a store and some man offers to buy me my wine and I decline, because you have to decline. You cannot accept anything from men when they offer you things, because they're going to immediately expect something in return. And that's really bad, because I it's so sad that women can't walk around and be safe without men feeling like they are owed a smile, owed a look. I have gotten to the place where I purposely do not get eye contact with men, and specifically black men, because as soon as you look at them, it's almost like they think that now they can start engaging with you. You can't even be a nice citizen and, like, smile or whatever, because now they think you want to fuck. It's so sad. And then the rejection, right? Because there's so many men that are just like, why y'all give fake numbers? If you don't want to talk to them, just tell them you don't want to talk to them. Well, if you tell them you don't want to talk to them, you can wind up attacked and 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 bit, like you were being attacked by dogs, like animals, by animals. If you say no, you can wind up dead. And I know I've talked about this before. I have been in situations where you get asked for a number and they'll call your number right then and there, as if you give me the wrong number, there's going to be consequences. Like, a woman can't even reject you. And it's like her life can be at danger. I don't know what happened with this situation with this woman on Instagram Live, but that kind of takes me into this idea that, you know, what I just hear all of these conversations of, white women and non-black women compared to black women, and black women who want to partner with black men feeling lost because they're being rejected for non-black women. But you see, they treat non-black women the same exact way they treat black women. So it's like, what are you really fighting for? What are you really trying to hold on to? I really feel that more black women, more women need to arm themselves. Period. I think the days are gone where you keep asking and requesting and begging for protection from these men who, one, if you are violently attacked by one, there's a they have an internal defense team ready to come out and question the victim and victim shame and do all of these things. They already have it embedded in their peer group. As soon as a woman comes out and says something, she must have said something crazy to him. If she did say something crazy to him, does that warrant him trying to bite her eye out of her face? Does that warrant that? Right? Like with the Tip and Tiny situation, who they have come out and, of course, denied it, because I don't know anyone on the face of the earth who would come out and be like, yes, I abused women. Nobody's ever going to say that. Nobody's ever going to admit to that. So I don't even know why you would expect them to say anything different. Nobody's going to ever come out and say that they did something violent towards another person. They're going to come out and use the same 3 SAT words that they know: egregious, expeditiously, and allegations. And then make everybody believe, oh, you can't really, these people cannot be that bad. These people cannot be. He has demonstrated a pattern of violent behavior against women, and all of a sudden when other women are coming out saying that they've been abused, you don't believe them. Yes, some of the stories were not true. As we stated, out of 100 women, 2 to 10 women will not be, 2 to 10 of them out of that 100 will be lying, right? But there's 90% of them 90 of them who are actually telling the truth. And it really just takes one person. I'm just really concerned, and I really want women to just stop seeking protection from men. And that sounds horrible, because in our society we have been taught that a woman requires a man for protection, but you also live in a country where you are protected by the Second Amendment, and you have a right to protect your property. And this is you have agency over yourself. There's always someone thinking that they can have access to you without their permission. From TI to these men on the street to people killing their fiancés on Instagram Live. And it's just, and to me, I'm so tired of hearing the men who come out and say, it's not all. It's not all. You guys are generalizing. Yeah, you have to generalize when you're speaking about a collective. And we waste a lot of valuable time trying to say, oh, I found a story over here of a good example of a good man. Oh, I found an example over here. Here I got 2 here. Here, y'all see? Son, it's not all. I got 2 right here. And it's like, okay, we know that there are some men who reject the conditioning of how men are socialized to relate to women, right? Even to the point where if a man is nice to a woman, somehow he's being called a simp, and somehow he's being accused of actually wanting something, because again, we see so many examples of men feeling like they are owed something from women, from a smile to a glance to hello to, I can't even decline a gesture like, okay, you want to buy my drink, but no thank you, because you already have an idea that if I accept, he's going to want something else. I mean, hello, we've all been in a club situation, ladies, and a nigga buys you a drink, he wants the fucking keys to your apartment next. And it's just like, God damn, what do you think that you're owed just because you do one, you buy somebody a $7, $8, $10 bottle of wine, well, however much, and you buying at a liquor store, whatever, and you feel like you're owed something for that. It's like all of these transactional exchanges. And then if you're attacked, it's very, very rare that the people come out in droves to figure out, why was this woman in our community attacked? And then why didn't anybody help her? Why didn't anyone help her? She comes out of a liquor store, and they beat her. She's yelling for her child, bite her in the face. If she had a weapon, she would have been able, I mean, I know in New York they have crazy gun laws, but I just feel like whatever you need to do to arm yourself is what needs to happen. It doesn't matter whether they're your, like you see this, you have an example here of a woman who is engaged to somebody, he kills her, and then you have all the way at the other end of the spectrum, a stranger. Then you have another story in Harlem of a man killing his mother because she told him to get a job. Then you have another story of a woman who goes back to confront a man, which I think is very dangerous in this time, unless you are armed and you going back to confront him to tell him don't touch you and pop, pop, pow, I'm gonna shoot you in your motherfucking knees and you won't be able to walk up to nobody again. You don't have to kill him, honey. You don't have to shoot them niggas in the dick. Like, for real. For real. If you need to protect yourself, somebody puts their hands on you, send them to the grave. I mean, if that woman had protection, she would have felt more confident and she would have been able to pull out on them. And even if it's just to shoot like a warning or to shoot at, but not, and go to practice, go to the gun range, do all of those things. I think it's very important for women to protect themselves now. I think people need to get off of the internet and stop asking Black men for protection, because there is none. Because then, when you asking them, there's conditions on their protection. Are they screwing you? Are they getting something from? That's the only way you can get protection from a Black man, is if they're getting something in return. Whether it's is she related to me? Is she somebody, is a friend of mine? Do I know? They have to somehow be connected to them. And even then, you have this woman on Instagram Live. She's connected to this man, and he kills her and a 15-year-old girl, who I'm gonna go out on the limb and say he was probably doing something to that 15-year-old girl, and he was probably being confronted. I don't know. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that. We don't know the developments of the story because this is very new. This is a very new story. Terrible. And the woman at the liquor store, they caught Tyrone Cooper. And guess what? They caught him because he was being called because he had just assaulted his girlfriend. So you're at a liquor store trying to buy a woman wine. She declines. You attack her. You have a girlfriend at home who you are also assaulting. And then there's other stories of him that he asked somebody in a subway for money and he ended up hitting him. Like, this person clearly has a problem and is clearly a very violent person who needs to be removed from society because you are violent. And that's how I feel about people who commit violent acts against other people. They need to, I don't care where you want to put them, where you want to be a prison abolitionist or whatever, take them out of society. And they need to figure out what they need to do to, why they're acting this way. If you want to do all of that, but you do not need to be in society. If you're committing violence against women, against other people, whoever, it doesn't matter. Violent acts of violence, and then like random acts of violence. It's not even like a domestic violence situation. You are attacking strangers on the street. And one of you are trying to actually put your teeth in someone's face. And why? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand it. I just think that more women need to arm themselves and stop looking for. And you get into these arguments, and let me come back. I didn't finish my thought about this. When you do, you get these men who come out and say, it's not all of us. It's not all of us. But when you're speaking in collectives, you have to generalize, right? When if there's only some of you doing that, the ones who are not doing it are not holding those men accountable. They're just like, well, that don't have nothing to do with me. She must have did something. It's not all of us. I'm not like that. I'm not like that. So there's no accountability. There's no accountability there. And then they tell Black women all of the time, yeah, we go to other women because of this, and that. All of these excuses, and then they go to those other women and they abuse those other women. So it's like, what are you trying to hold on to? What are you literally trying to hold on to? And the fact that there are almost 2 million black men from the ages of 24 to 54 missing out of society, if you are looking to partner, if you are loyal to your race and culture, if you are loyal that way and you're like, I will not date out, nobody's saying you have to date a white person, but you don't necessarily have to restrict yourself and limit yourself. If you are a person who is seeking partnership, and if you're looking for a black man, there are almost 2 million black men missing, 24 to 54. You can Google it and see for yourself. And the ones that are left, now you have to wonder, they're underpaid, undereducated, underemployed, and you're trying to figure out, now you got to go through the most and find the not all. Oh, you're not all? Okay. You're not all? Okay, here's one. Here's another one. Here's another one. When there's no accountability for the bad, no consequence for the bad behavior, it just keeps going over and over again. If an abusive man can leave one relationship with a woman and, you know, few months later jump into another relationship with another woman, he should actually be ostracized. If a woman says, this man abused me, and there's proof and you see the examples or what happened to her, and another woman partners with him, I have no idea why that happens. I don't get it. I don't get it. I do not get it. Look at relationships and watch when a woman leaves a man for DV, and he in less than 2 years, you see who jumps into a relationship first. And even if the woman has seen it, like, you can look at these male celebrities who have been accused of domestic violence. They continue to partner with women. I don't know if it's, oh, I'll be able to change them. I don't know what it is. I don't know why women don't read the Yelp review. I have no idea. But then you have some women who will, they want to be so attached to a man. It's just like any old thing will do. And it's really awful. It's awful. Like, this other story. And then, like, this thing with Trey Songz. There's I guess, a tape that has leaked out, and you can see a woman giving fellatio, and to me, it looks like a strap on. It was too smooth, unless there was a condom on. I can't really tell. It's kind of dark, but Trey Songz has been accused of being a predator, also trying to coerce Keke Palmer. You heard Keke Palmer's story. And the fact that so many women are acting stupid and goo goo gaga over the size of a predator's penis, that's a problem. To me, that's a problem. And I think it's important for people to come out and speak against this, like what other people do across, the internet, is talk about these situations and speak about them so that people can know that this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. And how, if there is a community that's tolerating abuse, that are not holding men accountable, there has to be some of us, not all of us, but some of us who speak out against it. I think it's very important. I really do. Um, Now back to Keke Palmer. So y'all told me it was the big old app or whatever. Okay, where you can kind of make money on this app or whatever. So Keke Palmer, I, she attacks this man on this live broadcast, right? We already talked about why she operates in the way that she does. But, like, in the whole clip, you can see, first of all, I don't know what's his name, MC Shaky or whatever. His ass is funny as hell. Cause he was like, I just want to tell you I've been fat for a long time, so I'm telling you that. What? He was talking about chicken or something. or whatever. But the fact that she attacked this person, right? And then she turns around and immediately starts to cry and then cry about people not understanding her. And it's like, girl, do you realize what you're doing right here? You just attacked this person. Use the N word in a way that is not used within the community. And then when it's time to like check you on your behavior, then you want to start crying about it and say that you were never accepted and this and that. If I'm not mistaken, the bulk of Kiki Wyatt's fan base are black women. So I don't know what she's talking about not being supported. Black women support you. What are you talking about? Like, it doesn't even make sense for her to say the things that she says. And then what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to argue with someone with a white mother about how black people are oppressed. And if I'm not going to play the oppression Olympics with someone who has no understanding or the range. It is a useless, non-productive argument to say I was more oppressed than you. It's a non-productive argument. And for anybody to spend any amount of time arguing to say I was treated more bad or more bad, what's the word? How do you say it? I was treated worse than you. I was treated worse than you. No, 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 no. I was treated worse than you. No, no, no. I was treated worse than you. That's a non-productive argument, and we need to get out of that. Like, literally need to get out of playing the oppression Olympics. Especially with someone who operates from where she operates from, through the lens that she operates from. Because she doesn't have her identity is skewed, right? Because she even says, if you want me to turn into a N word, then I'm gonna turn into an N word. So you're making a distinction between sugar and ger. Is that what you're doing? Of course, Selena Johnson, she sticks up for her and says a lot of times when Kiki tries to make a point, she's very misunderstood. No, I think she knows exactly what she's saying. I think I don't think anybody has misunderstood Kiki Wyatt. I think everybody is clear on what she said, and I think she spoke clearly. But what we should not do is argue with somebody like that about who was treated worse than what other group. It's just a non-productive argument. Um, and we're not going to take away from the fact that there is an identity struggle with biracial children. It doesn't matter what the mama looks like or the daddy looks like. Just like Big Lotto. If her mother was black, there wouldn't be no way in the world she would have been able to come out with that name, mulatto. No, absolutely not. A black mother would have said, no, that's not going to be your name. A white mother has no connection to that, or probably takes pride in that, in the word, because it shows that, you know, Kiki Wyatt, I mean, like I said, she don't have to be pro-black. She don't, why do you want her to be pro-black anyway? She clearly has issues with blackness. She clearly does. And then like the stories that I have read and a lot of you have shared with her mother calling them N-words to the point where Kiki said she thought it was her name, like there were nicknames. That's what happened. Ask a lot of biracial children with non-black mothers. It's the non-black mothers, and you really can't ask for a child to be pro-black if they're not even given the tools or even taught to have pride, right? And how much pride could a black man teach his child? How much black pride can a black man teach his child if he partners with a non-black woman? How proud of you were you? I mean, like I said, they exist. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's another one over there. Oh, there's another one over there. It's a trip. We live in a strange world, and things are no different. Now we just have access to see more things that are happening in the world. All of this kind of stuff has been happening in the world. Now we just have access to see all of this craziness. This is woman's fiance who killed her. That's crazy. Let's see what else is happening in the news. Kim Kardashian is no longer in contact with Kanye West. Um, I, I don't know. Are they maybe they're just saving it for a new? I think they're going. I think they're moving to Hulu, right? And they're going to be showing. Um, I guess they're going to be showing the dilution of their marriage or whatever. I'm not sure that it's true, but we don't know. They said he moved 500 pairs of sneakers from their Calabasas home. But even in this situation, what do you think Kim Kardashian, what type of pro-blackness is Kim Kardashian going to instill in her children? If I mean, Kanye West can't even do it. I, I'm gonna take advice on pro-blackness from you, and my mom's a white Armenian. I'm gonna take advice from you. Was you proud? Was you pro-black? I don't know. Were you? I mean, like, what kind of? I mean, like all of those children. People are mad at Chloe because she used an emoji with a dark complexion. Maybe that's what she sees when she looks in the mirror. Maybe she sees a complected woman. It's crazy. And then courtside Karen. Courtside Karen. What's her name? Juliana Carlos. Call these bitches by their names. Stop giving them these cute ass names. It's not cute. They're not cute. But she goes off on LeBron James. Everybody jumping to LeBron James' defense, and he comes out and says she shouldn't have been kicked out. These niggas don't give a shit. Let these white ladies talk to them any kind of way. What you standing up for LeBron James for, lady? Any woman standing up for LeBron James needs to sit down immediately. Yes, his Harlem mother fatally shot after confronting a man that groped her in the street. Let's hear it. A 29-year-old Harlem mother of one was fatally shot outside of her apartment building after she and her fiance confronted a man who groped her. Well, why he didn't kill? She confronted him with a man, and okay. New York Daily News reports that Shadina Smith left her apartment around 12:30 on the 16th of January. When she got outside, a man grabbed her inappropriately on the street. Smith went back to her apartment to inform her fiance, identified as Josh Hall, about what transpired outside. Smith and Hall went back out to confront the man. The two were shot outside of their apartment complex. Hall was struck in the left arm and chest, while Smith was hit 3 times in the chest. The pair were rushed to the Harlem hospital, where Smith was pronounced dead. Hall has since been discharged from the hospital. The gunman remains at large. So she went back out with the black man who's supposed to protect her, and they both got shot, and she died. Stop asking them to protect you and get you a firearm. End of story. you will feel better and get you a concealed carry. You will feel much better and you will feel safer because the men around are not going to help you when you're being attacked. So anything you need help is you and your girlfriend, you and your boyfriend, whatever the hell you want to give it a name or whatever. That's who you need protection by. I promote that and I support that. You can go online and find gun ranges so that you could learn how to arm yourself. I'll put a link in the description of these women's self-defense organizations across the country where you can be trained, right? Arm yourselves. If you live in a state that you're able to get a concealed carry, get that as well. It's just stop asking these men to protect you. Stop looking for these men to protect you. It's sad to say, but that's the reality, and I think we need to stop living in the idea of what could be or what we want or what romance novel has told you. The fact of the matter is that the reality is it's dangerous for women out there because men feel entitled to you to the point where if I touch you inappropriately and you come back and confront me, I'm going to kill you and walk off into the world. Jeff Bezos is stepping down as the CEO of Amazon. It says right here, he's 57 years old. He discovered Amazon 27 years ago or founded 27 years ago. This was on the heels of Amazon awarding drivers tips. I think it was $6 million. 62, I said 6 million. $62 million for drivers. They're withholding tips. 61.7 million to delivery drivers after withholding tips. You are already a multi-million-dollar company who pays no taxes, and you are taking money from from your employees. You need to step down. Rodney's so lucky he cut Jeff off, and he's now fucking with Elon because Jeff ain't shit. He ain't shit all the way around. And I have a feeling that's one of the reasons why he stepped down. $61.7 million to flex drivers from whom they held money. It was settled from the FTC. The settlement comes nearly 2 years after LA Times first exposed that Amazon was dipping into customers' tips to cover the base pay guaranteed to flex drivers. I'm taking your tip and adding it to your hourly. The money will reimburse flex drivers whose tips Amazon withheld over the last 2.5 years. They ought to be ashamed. I think that's why Jeff Bezos, one of the reasons why he's stepping down. Something else is going on, but we'll see. We'll see. Jeff Bezos, child. That's a mess. $61.7 million you stole from your company. And Amazon's revenue last year. It says Amazon delivered a record performance in 2020 with an annual revenue up 38% to $386 billion, a yearly increase of over $100 billion. Net profit for Amazon was up 84%, and you are stealing your employees' money. That's so greedy. That's so greedy. That's that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I didn't watch the Salt and Pepper story, even though Salt and Pepper is like one of my. I love them growing up. I still have the Push It with the B-side Tramp in the other room over there, where all my vinyls are. Um, I didn't get a chance to watch it. Also, Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay. Now Watch Me Whip. Salento is charged with murdering his cousin. I don't know what's happening with people. I think one of the reasons why there's so much gun violence is because a lot of people who are on the other side of the gun don't wait around to see the person take their last breath. So there's a disassociation with life and death, because you shoot the person and you just walk, you go away. So you don't have a visual of what it looks like when that person takes their last breath. I think that's why a lot of gun violence happens. There's just no regard for life. This is crazy. Just the world that we're living in, you guys. All I can say is arm yourselves. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description box for you all so that you just have to protect yourself. This world, I just don't understand. I just don't understand what's going on. It's just so much stuff. So much stuff going on. Oh, and Dustin Diamond, say from Saved by the Bell, Screech. He was a full-fledged racist. He died. Let's see the story here. They said he died after a 3-week fight with cancer. Wow, that didn't last long. Um, wow. Hmm. He was a full-fledged racist, so wild. What else is going on? I think that's about it, you guys. Anything else? I think that's it. You guys let me know what you think about the topics that were discussed. If you guys also, if any of you guys in whatever area that you're in, you know of any resources for women that can either, that take, go to the gun range, or any self defense, not self defense. I'm not talking about, you could take a self defense like a martial art class. I'm talking about gun, getting a gun. That's what I'm talking about, okay? I'm not talking about, you could do that too. I'm talking about shooting these niggas' dicks off. That's what I'm talking about. Anyways, y'all, let's get down to the comments. If you do have any resources, please post them in the comments. Of course, put the area that it's servicing or whatever, so people can know. But I will put I have a directory, a national directory of different states, different classes that are geared towards women, to teach them how to shoot and aim and all that other stuff. Definitely want to learn how to shoot, get you the right type of firearm, and so that you can protect yourself. And depending on the state, get it the right way. Just do everything the right way. It's not a big deal. It doesn't take long. You're fine. Um, they'll do a background check and all that other stuff, but just do it the right way. You don't need to be getting in trouble. You want to do it responsibly, I should say. So just, I think it's important. I'm so tired of seeing, out on the internet, all of these women like, well, we need our men for protection, to provide and to protect. Provide for yourselves. Black women are the most educated person in the world. Okay, um, taking care of themselves, successful, and all this other stuff. If when they start showing you that partnering with them is beneficial for your your safety, your livelihood, your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health, if they're not healthy for you, don't partner with them. Period. If you feeling unhealthy in any aspect of your body and your mind and your soul, you do not partner with nobody like that. You'll be okay. You are worthy, honey. You are worthy. And you don't need anybody on the side of you, behind you, in front of you, on the other side of you to prove that you are worthy. No matter what society will tell you, no matter how many times a woman uses the absence of a man to insult you, it doesn't matter. Look at her, nigga, and look at you happy and being able to sleep at night with your gun. Hello? So I'm all for it. Anyways, take care of each other. Take care of yourselves and protect your energy. Peace.